Hello YouTube for the future. This is Insane Monster with another Let's Dev of Warcraft 3 Re-Reforged. Today we are going to work on AI and possibly on the last mission of the human campaign, where we are going to make the defense section. Actually, I'm not going to finish it probably, but I hope you can still enjoy what we'll be doing today. Okay, and let's start. Okay, so let's remove the object creator, we don't need it, and let's see what we've got. We have 3 enemy bases, which will be displayed just as one. What does that mean? One player name, one color. We have another player base, another computer base, which is actually attackable. This is shown. This will be hidden behind the camera bounds. This will be inside the camera bounds. And this is the only base you can try to take in order to, well, get an expansion. This could be really useful. And there is an optional quest. The optional quest I have prepared is about taking this path. Basically, you will get some reinforcement. This amount of units, these types of units are temporary. I might decide to add more at different types of units. This is not final. But you can destroy this to allow some units to come help you from the shore. Actually, last mission ended where you had something like the majority of your forces coming back to your base, while of course someone should remain to the ships to guard them, to repair them, in order to be as compliant to the lore as possible. So not have Vallon Fort be so much nearby Marvin and Fadric. I have decided to make Vallon Fort remain at the shore. When we while we are playing, we have the chance to kill all those units which are attacking this encampment near on the road to the shore, in order to allow Vallon Fort to send reinforcement. Okay, this is optional quest. Then you have this, is destroy this base and take this gold mine. This is not a quest, this is just common sense. Okay, if you can, you should do it. You will fight against Venom Iceblade. Okay, this is Venom Iceblade. I don't know if there is a model for him. If there is, I will probably use it. If there isn't, it's fine anyway. I have one green leech, one purple witch. Leech is perfectly fine. And we have this base, which is the human base, and then we have our allies base. At the beginning of this section, we have these 2 Griffin Riders joining our forces and being rescued, like here. And this is useful to introduce us to the new unit we have access in this final mission. Besides that, there is nothing more. There's not much more to add. These 3 bases will attack you and the dwarf, and of course, the main attack wave will come through Mal'Ganis, which will attack you. I have decided to not give him the Infernal ability. He will not use Infernal in this mission either. I know this is a nerf on him, but I think with a good vampiric aura and good items and good attack waves, it's not really needed. So, let's see what we have here. Here we have quite a ton of code for the Scourge AI. We have code for each one of the AI player. This is the green player, then we have purple player, mint player, and lavender player. Lavender and mint will just be green, showed green, so you will see them as green. We need to make this AI. We don't have these files. These files is something we need to do. And I think it's now coming the time to do them. So we'll not do them inside the editor. We'll do them inside Notepad++, because we need to write some JS code. So to start, my suggestion is to actually go to other files you've already made and just copy them. Okay, this is the best way you can do. This way you work hard one time and then you can reduce the time you need. I will not explain that much what I'm doing today. This is not a tutorial, okay? We'll see how much time I require to make this AI. Let's try. Hello Flynn, you were not late. You replied to me on like 1 hour before I even started. You wrote to me. You're not late, don't worry. We just started. So, we have already a lot of AI. I think we're going to take the Scourge Green AI and copy it, and this will be the Scourge Green AI here in mission 9, and then I think this could be enough as a base to start. We need to open more than one. Don't be don't be confused by the fact that these are interpreted as Adobe Illustrator files. They are not Adobe Illustrator files. They are AI files which is just code. Okay, so we'll open them with Notepad++. Here we are. So let me just move this to my side screen and this, and we will be opening a bit more files. So we have this Scourge Green, then I have this Scourge Green here where we have Mal'Ganis as an hero. Useful to get some data, and I think we should be done. So we change the header and let's go. For the user paragraph is the same. Attack wave start X and wave start Y. These have to be determined inside the editor. So this is the green player, and the green player attack waves should start from here always, and they should always be directed to the player. So they will always come through this path. This is to make them predictable. We can so say they should start from 700 and 6,500. Okay, 700, 6,500. Attack user dwarf at the beginning is not true. Okay, command attack dwarf user and defeat. If I'm not mistaken, there should be another. How AI works internally? Bad. This is this is how I would say it. It works bad, but I think it can be nice to learn this kind of stuff. Of course, this stuff is using my own AI scripts. Okay, I have made new routines to work for Re-Reforged, and I'm using them. So, of course, if you just copy this and do it without including my own routines, it will not work. This is just a disclaimer. If I'm not mistaken, I should have added some additional command. Why have I added something like that? And I had to say, how many points do you have, Dagran? I'm curious. How many points do you have? Mana points, I mean. Because too many. Yeah, this is. Please tell me how many. I have to rebalance. You will make me full of air and water by the end of this. So, here under AI, I have all the commands, and we have attack user, attack dwarfs, and research. Now. Why I have a research command? This is not something I have usually, because usually it's not needed. Here it's needed because you have two different sections. Okay, in the first section here, you are doing something in the Frostmourne Cave. You are not caring about the base, but the AI is already running. But you don't want the AI to research. This is not always true. For example, in Mission 7, you have the AI researching when it starts, because the longer you take to reach the dwarves to find the gold mine, the more the AI will be upgraded, stronger. So that makes you a bit. It generates a consequence. Here you don't want this consequence because you don't have to run in order to not have the AI research. You already are running against a timer. Okay, so it's more than enough. Yes, there is an AI also for the grey dwarfs. I will copy the AI I made for them in mission 7 and just tweak some things. It's basically the same. They will defend and probably attack purple. Just attack purple. If there is purple, they attack purple. Stop. This is what they will do. So we need to add a new command. The command I made here was was command research 2. So since it's 2, we are going to add it. 1. I always use the fit as -1. Command up research, and we have 2 data, which is data research enable, data research disable. This is a convention, and this is done. Okay, we have the data. You can avoid to do something like that, but you will get confused and you will lose track of yourself. You don't want to do so. So let me see what can we make. So I will move the editor here and see what units can we build as defenders. Thanks. So an error like that will make the AI not compile. So we have one, I call it Necropolis 1, Necropolis 1, Necropolis. Then we have Undead Mine, Ziggurat 1. How many Ziggurat we make? Ziggurat 1, Ziggurat 2. How were they defined? Let me see. I think they are just Ziggurat 1 should be already Ziggurat and only Ziggurat. Then we have Acolyte and Dead Altar. We have as Ziggurat. How many Ziggurats? So let me count the Ziggurats. We have 1, 2, 3. Only 4 Ziggurats. So we'll go to 4 Ziggurats. 4 Ziggurats, 4 Ziggurats. 5 Acolytes, 100 Altar. Then we have the amount of the amount of crypts. 1, 2, 2 crypts. 2 crypts, everything is 2. Okay. So we have 2 crypts at all difficulties. In missions like that, you don't want to have multiple difficulties. Then you have 1 graveyard, 1 necropolis 2, 2 slaughterhouses, 2 dam temple, no Ziggurat 2, 1 necropolis, 1 sacrificial pit, and we also have 1 tomb. I don't remember how the tomb was defined, so let me check real quick how it was defined, because it's a constant. Blizzard defined it, so let me find it. And this and that, and the tomb of relics. Tomb of relics. Okay, so we have this here. Go here. Tomb of relics. Here. Actually, I think we can make the tomb of relics just after that. It's more appropriate. Then as defenders we'll have 1 Mal'Ganis always. Where is Mal'Ganis? I guess it's defined like that. So I have 1 Mal'Ganis. Then with 1 Shade. Let's see, 1 Shade, 1 Banshee, 1 Necro. 2, 3, 4 Gals. It's not needed. I can use always the same value because it's not something you can attack. But anyway, let's do different values. So we have 2, 3, 3, and then we have. I'm going to add Meat Wagon. Meat Wagon. It's 1, 1, 1, and then we have 1, 1, 2 Abominations. and this should be fine. These are defenders. Then we have research upgrades. Yeah, gargoyles. We can use a bit of gargoyles. No forced swims. Forced swims, I'm not using them at all in this mission. I decided to not use forced swims. Gargoyles, we are using 2, 2, 2, all difficulties. And I'll put them at the end. Just before Mal'Ganis. The hero is always at the end, the match grades. Because I think they are not needed here. It's nice to see them for the first time when you are playing as undead. Just an opinion. Maybe a taste of mine. Okay, so we have upgrade only strength, creature attack. I know, but Mal'Ganis is not here to actually defeat you. I have not added them. I don't think they should be here. It's nice to introduce them later. You agree with who? I think I should add from swims to the attack waves of Mal'Ganis. Aren't them hard already? You have no heroes in this section, no heroes. Don't you think it's a bit too hard? If I also add frost worms. Okay, it's nice because you have this Kel'Thuzad to say, oh, frost worms. It's it's nice. It's like the final weapon of the Scourge, and I like to have them show up because the Scourge is supposed to be stronger when you are leading it actually than now. At least in the intentions. Anyway, Unholy Strength, creature attack, Unholy Armor, Necros Plague, yes, creature attack, Ghoul Frenzy, Banshee. These are all the upgrades for the units. Unholy Armor, Necromance. I think they have basically everything. I think this is already okay. What do we have? Exhume, Skeleton Life, Skeleton Mastery. It's like they have everything. Of course, it's already done with difficulty. We can maybe change things up a bit just to make it. We just don't want to add this, okay? Remove the sleep because this was done for the previous mission. Now it's started when you start, so no need. I'm going to move some stuff a little bit just for fun. And let's see. Like that. Like that. Okay, this should be fine. A bit different, nothing really important, just the same stuff more or less. All the upgrades. You have critical attacks to 3, Unholy Strength to 3, Armor to 3, Critical Armor to 3, Banshees to 2, Plague. Let me see, Banshees up to 2. Yes, so they will get possession. Terrible thing. And we have. Let me see. We have Plague, Necromancer, Go Frenzy. Alright, just let me do this to make it a bit harder. And so I have to do something. Maybe. Something like that. Okay. I think it's fine. I'm delaying a bit the creature attack. Oh, I can do something different. I've added this. Upgrade Ghoul Frenzy to normal, and I can remove something else. Maybe. What can I remove? Exhume. What is Exhume? I could do something like that, and add also the Banshee here, and this should be fine. Okay, great. Now we have the attack. Attack user, attack dwarf, attack both. This is quite boring, I know, but so we have to make sure we start stuff. Yeah, I know, Legion. But I usually want this because it's useful for Necromancer. It makes Necromancer stronger, especially my new rebalanced Necromancers. So we have this. This should not start. So this should only start when we have a certain command. When we receive a certain command. So let me check the command waiting. Cal advanced set to its suicide. If defeated, just set to its suicide. It makes sense. Command attack user. Attack user disable. Attack user false. This is fine. It's just that if we get true and false, we have one problem with research. Basically, suppose I want to stop research in the middle, I have to stop it at a certain point, and I can't resume from there. So it's more use it and then it will restart. This is not easy to program. If I want to have something that you can enable, disable, it's not easy to program. I don't actually need it. I'm wondering, is it nice if I program it? Let me think. Suppose I want to program it. I should have something like a loop. Terrible loop. A terrible loop checking for stuff happening. This is not something you really want. So I think I can just, when it becomes enabled, it will run this, and if it's disabled, it will stop. I think it's easier. So when we do it, this is the loop, attack loop. This is the common loop. So we have user, dwarfs, and then we have another one, another else if. Okay, I'm just mirroring all the code here. Even if it's not a loop, it should work the same. So here we have. Hey, remember to follow on Twitch. If upgrade research different from research, we had something. Is there a break here? Let me check if there is a break. No break. That's bad. Maybe return. Is there a return? Otherwise, another solution would be to actually say, hey man, who care about that? You just send a command who cares for the data, and then when I receive the command research, just copy that. That seems logical. That seems logical. Okay. So this should be done. Let me check older scripts if I've made something like that somewhere else. No, maybe here I've made something like that. This is the black rock. Boolean research. So let me check how I did it. Yes, this is how I did it. You know what? I can just copy this one and use the same logic I used here. It's much easier to copy the same logic I already used. If research, then call research upgrade, and if and with an initial sleep. This is perfect. Yes, this makes all sense. I can just do this. What do you mean? Why do you can pretend something like that? Okay. So I just need to. Oh no, 2000 mana, no! I guess I made some mistake. I should also probably adjust the timing of that. Okay. Okay. How fun. Okay. So we will reduce all this time because 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 19, 21, 23, 23 minutes. It's a bit too much. So we'll 22 minutes, 21 minutes, 20 minutes, 19, 18. Okay, this should be fine. Okay, now I've done all of that. This is quite a lot of stuff. The research loop, the search upgrade. So we have actually a Boolean research and hi-hat here, something like that. I programmed it already. So instead of thinking about programming again, I should just do it. Copy it. Okay, so the search loop, and here I had something like start rep function research loop. It's just the same thing. Before set defenders even. Okay, and then I have this here. And this is the relay to reach the previous point, exactly. Yes, this is unavoidable. Perfect, this should be fine. So you have this research loop, start thread. The research loop is like the command loop and the attack loop. If I in the command loop receive a research command, I will set the research to true, and then this will ignore all the attacks. Just change this, and of course it will take some time. And then research equal to false, and local research upgrades research equal to research. Okay, this is fine. Now let's make the attack waves. All of these attack waves should all be at the same time, regardless of the difficulty, because usually when you change difficulty, you have faster attack waves on harder difficulty and easier and a bit more delayed attack waves on lower difficulties. This is not something we can do here, because in this map we have fixed time. There is a problem though. The problem is that we don't know how much time we have. We actually have like 15 minutes plus a time which depends on how you've gone. So I think we should be able to pass to our AI the time we need, approximated to an integer, okay, value. I think this is something we need to pass. Anyway, let's start to make these waves and reason about it a little bit. So, user, search, okay. We have attack dwarfs, attack user, and nothing. We want to remove everything here and remove everything here. We have another loop, and here the same. We want something like that. The dwarfs will only defend and maybe attack the purple, maybe attack purple. Okay, so we have to edit all of these. Okay, I want them to always attack with Mal'Ganis. So Mal'Ganis should always be present in this. So we have Mal'Ganis present in each one of these waves. Now, we need to think about Mal'Ganis. What does Mal'Ganis do? Mal'Ganis deals a lot of damage, so we cannot have him so fast. We can have him each minute. It's too short. So we need to choose a different timing. I think Mal'Ganis just, if we have 15, suppose we have 15 minutes, the least time possible, which is impossible because it's like 0 time to complete the first section, we should face Mal'Ganis at least 4 times. Since we cannot reach 15 minutes, it's impossible, we can approximate to 16, and we can say that once every 4 minutes Mal'Ganis should attack. So we have something like that. Not 3, sorry, 4. Okay. From that path, you get attacked by Mal'Ganis. I think the waves inside can just be copy-paste of these, because we can just restart. So we don't want to increase the difficulties of the wave. One of the things I like about this kind of maps is that the difficulty should be high from the beginning. Okay, so I want Mal'Ganis to always attack the same way. Maybe, just maybe, we can make it a bit weaker for the first wave only, to give some more time to the player, but just for the first wave. So, we'll have, at least, I would say, let's spam a bit of ghouls. We have like 4 ghouls, 5 ghouls. We have always 2 meat wagons on all difficulties. And then we can attack with like 1 to 2 abominations. This could be the first attack. Attack user, attack dwarfs, that means that we need also to add another one against user. It is always against user. We will add one against dwarfs in the middle. and then we will remove from attack user only, which is the one we will probably use. The second one will be a bit stronger. Yes, it's the units amount per difficulty. Yes, this is what it is. So the second one, I want to go with more of a how can I say, spellcaster style. So we will be doing 3, 4, 4 necro, 3, 3, 4 necros, and something like 3, 4, 4 benches. Then we're going to have no abominations, and we're going to have like 3 meat wagons and some gargoyles. Something I forgot to add something like that. Also want them to add here, and then Mal'Ganis again. Then we can imagine an attack against the dwarfs, which will not be used in truth for now, but maybe suppose I want to use it. It can always happen. Yes, it also applies to defenders. Every time you can see this X and more difficulties is always the same thing. It determines the amount for each difficulty. Easy, normal, hard. So, against the dwarf, we don't want to attack with Mal'Ganis, so we'll just send a ton of gargoyles. Actually, I think this is perfect against the dwarfs. And we can reduce the time. We will attack with a pretty big amount of gargoyles. I think I didn't. I will add some of them. Okay, thank you. Okay, now we are going to Necrobanshee, Crypt Fiend with Burger Mal'Ganis. This is against the user again. This will be a mix of the. We can actually. Maybe I can go Crypt Fiend and Gargoyles. Amazing. We have something like 4, 5, 5, 5 Crypt Fiend and 3, 4 Gargoyles with Mal'Ganis. And 4, 4, 5. Amazing. And finally, we have final attack, which we can have a more balanced amount of units. We will remove the Crypt Fiends this time and just go with Necro and Banshees. Okay, this is nice amount of waves. Your question is fun. It's fun. What you see is not actually a name; it's an integer value. Basically, Blizzard, I can show you, defined a large set of integer values with names. Why? Because it's easy to see for us. Instead of this, which is the ID, which is an integer, it uses this name. And this has cost an integer defined by Blizzard. I usually, when I have custom units, define them by myself. But, for example, for the dwarfs, they're all defined by myself. But in this case, they're defined by Blizzard, so I don't need to define them. And then I use it. And I decided that the Necromancer was Necro. It is Necro. What? Why? We can ask ourselves We can ask Blizzard. The reason is when they programmed it, they felt like it. There is no specific reason, okay? So this is really nice, and I think we can just copy paste it all. And we can, I think the first attack wave is strong quite a bit, so we can try to maybe remove the crit fiends and reduce the meat wagons for the first wave, just to give the player a bit of a chance more. Now, how we do attack only dwarf and only user? Consider that I plan to use only users, but I want to write it all because when I'm going to be the game designer, I don't want to have to edit AI again. Okay, so it's already done for me. I would say very well, it's done already. So, in this case, what I can do is just to copy all of this kind of stuff. So I will copy this all and move it to this attack user only. It's here. And remove the attack dwarves. This should have been dwarves. Damn it. This should be, I have to fix it. 3, 4. I have to fix it here. Dwarfs and dwarfs, okay. And then I will just copy again this. And place it here. And then once it's placed here, I will remove dwarf. Of course, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Finally, we copy them all again. And suppose we want only to attack the dwarves, which is unlikely, but suppose we want to do that, we can remove everything, which is add a bit of time more because otherwise it's too much, and just remove this all. This is wave 1, and then we repeat it more time. Maybe we can place something like 4 here and 3 here. This is wave 2. Done. Now I think I forgot something, and I have to take the other file, which is the orange file from mission 7, and in this file we have some nice research, which is upgrade free in the web and upgrade burrowing. I want to add these two to my original, this new script. So we will add them first the web, and then at a certain point we'll add the burrowing. What can I say? What can I say? Thank you so much, Flynn, for this. You see, Elejon, you have the an amazing banner nearby your name. Okay, thank you, Flynn, for this. Now we are going to. We've done this. This is the main one. It's done. We can increase this a bit, like 3, 4, 5, just to be sure they never stop. And now green AI is done. We will then go forward to make other AIs. Okay. So I want to ask my chat. This one has 2 crypts, and this one has 2 crypts and 2 all of the other stuff. Of course, this is supposed to attack the dwarfs with more balanced unit composition, while this one is supposed to attack the player with a weaker unit composition. Let's see dwarfs AI. Okay, we can see the dwarfs AI first. I will comply. I will comply to that. Let me take a second. Okay, let me copy it. It's dwarf gray. As you can see, this is how you define all the custom tech tree. Okay, I used this D to identify dwarfs, and the player Scourge, which is on the attacking, will be player 4, and we have a different attack starting point. Since I want them to only attack the purple, which is the only one it makes sense to attack, because it's the only one you can see and actually conquer the base. I want them to also pass through your base. Maybe they could help. If they are here and you're attacked, they might help. So I will place their start attack point to like this point here. And this point is like 0, 1100. So it's 0, 1100. Attack school to false, attack school 0, command defeat. I think we have a dwarf research command 2. So we have to do the same thing we did here for our Scourge AI in order to research only one required. And for the dwarves should be 1, if I'm not mistaken. Scourge and is 1. Okay. Now we have the build order. Let me check the build order. We have 3 miner all, and we want to have bunker cannons. Regenerate. So I should stay like that. If you want to ask if you want me to drink some water, know that I will appreciate. It's not annoying at all. I have to stay a bit more stand. Okay, with my poor neck. In Warsong chapter, they are like a lead, but you attack them. Yeah. Thank you, my friend. Yes, it's true. They were really reactive. I don't think they should be so reactive here, the dwarfs, because it might happen that you damage them while you're fighting it. Here, the focus should not be that. Actually, in this map, if you destroy their base, you lose. So this should actually prevent you from destroying their base. If you attack their... I think them having infinite resources, it's better than you using their mine. I don't know, it could be a nice strategy. I think it's not so worth it, because if they have 0 buildings left, they will die, and they will rebuild everything. So you go to destroy their stuff, you have to destroy a lot of stuff, and if the Scourge attacks and by chance destroy their last remaining building, you lose. Okay, so it's actually quite costly. If it makes sense that they turn against you, I will do. But in this case, I think it doesn't make sense. It seems stupid. Okay, it's just stupid. It's easy actually to add something like they are hostile to you, but you are not hostile to them. And it's terrible because, of course, if they are hostile to you, but you are not hostile to them, it's quite hard. I can try to add something like that. It's actually pretty easy, but you always need to take care of the fact that you have some kind of damage threshold, because you can deal damage to them. And if you deal this damage by chance, you don't want them to turn hostile. You need to have quite a bit of damage before they turn hostile, and you don't want them to you don't want them to feel like hostile. You should not be able to auto attack them. It's not so easy. I can do it. It's not a bad idea. I did it already for the trolls. In the prologue campaign, if you attack the trolls when you are allied to them, if after some time you attack them, they will start attacking you, but you cannot auto attack them. So there's this weird thing that you are helping them, but they are hostile because you betrayed them. Here I can do the same thing here. It's not a mistake. Okay, I can really do the same thing here. With friends like Lord Allwool needs enemies. So okay, the dwarfs. The dwarfs have 9 miner here, not 8, so we have to add 9 miner. 1 altar, 1 barrack. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 2, 5, 6 bunkers. So I will have them build 6 bunkers, and then they will only have like 3 bunkers with cannon. But I want to have 3 on easy, 2 on normal, and 1 on art. Okay, then the fog shop, the arcane tower, and I think okay, I already added it. We have 1 citadel. Is the citadel. Then we have aviary, and I think stop. So at the end here we have 1 aviary. As defenders, we want to add a bit more than chapter 7. We will add 3 to 2, 2 to 1, and then I'm going to add 1 Griffin Rider and 2 gyrocopters. Okay. Now we are not going to do this. This is wrong. We are going to research like we did here, except same functions. Okay, so we'll place it here. You know something, Dagran? Exploits are bad, but at the same time they made some very, very fun gameplay. Sometimes it's fun to see an exploit. I'm trying to I'm trying to remove this kind of problem, but sometimes it cannot be removed. They have infinite resources, but if you destroy their miners and the first thing that are in the build order, they cannot go on, so they will just stop working. Don't think the AI is so easy to exploit, because the AI is very, very dumb. Okay. But they have infinite resources because the AI basically can't operate unless it has infinite resources. This is the point of AI in Warcraft 3. So it's because of that. Okay, so we will add this here. We want them to research too, because it's important. Melee, defend. We don't want them to be too strong. I just will make them update to the highest level on some of this stuff, so still 10 seconds, and we will reduce all of this time by 1. This is 2, 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, 17, so we have 2 again. So we can try to make this like that, and we can add 2 more, and here we can add something like this, 2 at all levels, upgrade melee, 2 at all levels, and finally we have damage. You're right, Lord Gum. You see how much I do bend myself while working. It's terrible, terrible. And we have Mystic. Okay. And now just copy this. Maybe I could add somewhere the flag cannons. Flag and frags, maybe I can add somewhere. Let's see, maybe here I can add. And only on easy or normal, the flag. And finally on easy and normal. On easy and normal, the frags. On easy, the frags. Okay. This is nice. We can remove this. And then we copy that one at the end. We here can add the Is it wrong? Okay, now it's correct. Okay, search behavior. Command research, search neighbors are disabled. And now we are going to make the attacks. Let's see, 4 guardsmen, 3 guardsmen, 2 riflemen. Let's just make this a bit different, just for the sake of being different. Let's make 2, 1, 1, 4, 4, 3. And here it's the same, so we don't want it to be the same. We will add the mortar team and the ram mortar team and the ram raider here, and we will add, this will be 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, and 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. We will add this 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 4, 4. We will have something like that. 4, 4, and then griffins, something like 3, 3, 2. 3, 2, 2, 4, 4, 3, and here we have also the Mountain King. Like 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, and 1 more guardsman. A bit better attacks. 4, 5, this is 9, this is 13, 18, 22. A bit too much. We can reduce it all to 4. This is 12, 16, 20. 20 should be nice. We can maybe do this a bit earlier. Okay. This is the dwarf AI. Happy now? Lord Gom. The AI should be done. If I'm not mistaken. They should be far stronger than the original version in map 7. This is supposed to be so. Because we have one AI attacking them very, very fast. Because the other two AI we're going to make now will attack fast. They will never stop attacking. Okay, they have no heroes, but they will be a pain in the ass. So let's dive into them. I want to finish all the AI now. Okay, so this is my goal. And then we'll try to test them and see if they works. Maybe if I made a typo somewhere, they might not work. I mean, this is something that could happen, but okay, let's go. So we can actually, I think we can copy the green AI, and we have mint and lavender. We will open them. Okay. Scourge green, this is, and this is undead lavender, and this is undead mint. In both cases, they have all of this. They have not research because they will not be researching. They will just be updated alongside the research done by the main faction, which is the green AI. So they will not research anything on their own. This means that I can remove all of this. Remember, when you have two different factions, two different AI with the same name, the same color, you want to also make them join the research, because this way they looks like more a single faction. Okay. All of these things they have not. This is the mint one. This is go away. Go away. All this research we remove. Keeping myself alive and well while working. Working and talking. It's like working at school. Working and talking. Okay? So. It's good to stay hydrated, right? I agree. So, we have these two factions. Let's start with Lavender. With Lavender, I will have Crypt Fiends, Abomination, Ghouls, Necro and Banshee. So, Ghoul, Necro, Banshee, no meat, Crypt Fiend, Abomination, no Shade, no Gargoyle, no Magans. 1. We have 2, 2, 2. And we have 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2. Okay, this is the setting. Perfect. They will most attack the dwarves, so we can remove all of these attack waves, which is only against user or only against the dwarves. We will add them back later. I saw you. I saw my own mistakes. Here they are. Okay. We can remove this else if here. And we should be fine. These are built to only attack dwarves, so they will mostly attack the dwarves. They will attack fast. That means fast. Okay, and 1-1-2. This is the first attack wave. Okay, I have to set this. This is important. So their attack wave will start from here. And so it's minus 3000, 5000. Okay. Perfect. We have to make the build order. I forgot the build order. We have... No! Where are you? Okay. We have Acolytes, Necropolis 1, Necropolis 2, Necropolis 3, Sacrificial Pit, 2 Temple Down, 2 Sacred House, 2 Crypts, 1 Graveyard. How many Ziggurats? 1, 2, 3 Ziggurats, and 1 Sacrificial Pit. No altar, no Tomb of Relics, and 1 Sacrificial Pit. This is their build, okay. So, this is the first attack. Second attack. Will come quite fast. Will be Abomination. Still against the dwarves. And we will add, so we'll have 3/3/3 dwarves, and then we'll have something like 2/3 banshees, 2/3/3 necros, and go. Then we'll wait 2 seconds, and we'll make attack with ghouls, crypt fiends, and meat wagons. Okay. Hey there, Basilius. Except, beside an amazing AI, you missed some AI stuff I'm working on. Okay, so amazing UI and amazing AI. Then I want a very fast attack with gargoyles. We can go with something like 4, 5, 6 gargoyles. Maybe we can reduce this a bit. This should be fine. This should be fine. And then we have another one. Let's invent something different. We can have a lot of ghouls and necromancers. So we can have something like 10, 10, 10. A huge amount of ghouls after like 3 minutes, just to give you a bit more time. And we can have something like 2, 3, 4 necromancers. Then we copy this, and with minimal differences. Okay, I missed one. This is 5 and this is 6. I missed 4. Actually, maybe this should be against the users. No. We'll make this is against the users. This is perfect. 4, 5, 6. No, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I didn't bother Visual Studio Code to use it. I am using Notepad++, and for JS it's okay to code in JS. I know there is an extension probably for Visual Studio Code. If you prefer, I might use it. If you want, I can make a pool if you want me to use it for the notation, for the syntax highlight. Maybe you can follow me better. I don't know, for me it's the same. This is against the user, and this is all against the dwarves. So we can copy these incredible things and just place it here, and then we have 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. We will change this. This is 1. This will be 2. 2, I said. This will be 1. This will be 3. And this final will be 2, only 2. Maybe this will be 3 again. This will be 2. 2, 2, 2. Okay. So we can change some stuff a bit. This will be the same. This is a bit sooner, so we can't actually reduce this a bit. And this one comes... Actually, this came late, so I should be able to add something to this. Don't reduce. This is something like that. And here I am passing from 2 to 3, so I can reduce. Can change this to something like that. The amount of gargoyles is the same. I can add it a bit, maybe 5, 6, 7. And this at the end will be the same. This is wave 6, wave 7, wave 8, wave 9, and wave 10. This point, I just can copy that, place it here, and then this is only attack user, so I can remove everything beside the user attack, which I recall as, will rename as wave 1, and then just copy actually that one. It's far sooner. Hello, new war chief, and welcome. Don't forget to follow, and thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate. Okay, so now we have to copy them all again. And we remove the attack against the user. Actually, you can... No, we can't. I have to add some gargoyles in here somewhere else. Like here. Like a couple gargoyles here. Couple gargoyles here. Couple gargoyles here. Couple gargoyles here, okay. You want me to stand up? I will, I promise. My God. I have to finish though. You see, the shirt from the University of Siena. Okay. We can recopy them, so of course this is probably wild unbalanced, okay? So it's, you have to understand that some stuff is not balanced and it might get balanced more later. Always good to stretch a bit, this is really true. Okay, I think we go here. Let's just copy some of this stuff Mint. We need to watch Mint again. So, Mint has Acolyte, Necropolis, and Deadmine, Ziggurats. How many Ziggurats? 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, 2 Ziggurats. So only 2. Acolytes, no altar. He has 2 crypts, 1 graveyard, 1 necropolis, 2 no tomb of lyrics, 1 slaughterhouses, 1 Temple of the Damned, 1 sacrificial pit. You know what? I never added any shade in these attack waves, but for Mal'Ganis and but for me. I need to add something like 1 shade here and there, like a couple shades. Yes, let's place them everywhere, except for these. We want them everywhere. And then the first one. Okay. Shades everywhere. Okay, this will also have some shades. Like here. 1 shade. And 2 shades here. And so, okay. Hello, Hedy, and welcome. First time in chat. Hehe. Flynn explained it for me. Shades in Re-Reforged are different than shades in vanilla Warcraft 3 Reforged. Basically, shades works in a different way. They can attack using an explosion, and they can also reduce the armor of enemy units for mana. So they're actually support / suicide offensive units that are very useful. Yes, they're actually useful, and they will be useful in the campaign too. Hello from Kiev. Oh, from Kiev. How is it going, my friend? How is it going on Kiev? I only hear the news of fighting, bombardments of Ukraine. No direct news from Kiev. I mean, you are from Kiev? Actually, Kiev city? Okay, so let me we remove this shade. We will add more gargoyles. This player will love gargoyles. We will just 1 abomination, no crypt fiends to defend, no myth wagon to defend, no banshees and necro to defend, and just a bit more ghouls. How many units do you have on defense? I think not many. Yeah, so we have like two ghouls and like 2, 3, 3 and 2, 2, 3. Okay, oh maybe 2, 2, 2. Okay, this is fine. Then we will choose where we start attacks, and his attacks will start from here. They will be against the user and the dwarfs, but mostly against the user. How can I do so? You should have 2 preferred locations. Yes, Basilius, out of my gut, with my experience, and then I test. And if I do something horribly wrong, I will just be owned by the enemy and say, okay, this is not possible, maybe I need to nerf it a bit. I'm going to test if this AI works. I'm going to test this. I will run the AI and see if the AI works for these 3 players. I will not make purple, and I am not going to make the system tonight. I'm not going to make the system to actually target this base if it's conquered, because I will have to have preferred locations to the AI. It's a bit more tricky, and it's quite late, so I can't add it tonight. But actually, this AI will also be able to attack you here if you conquer this base. This is something additional. It's nice to see, nice to know that it's calming Kiev. So attack wave starts from here, and this 3,000 and 600 and 6,500. 3,600, 6,500. Okay. Let's decide good attack waves. We will attack with ghouls and crypt fiend at the beginning. So we'll have 4, 4, 5 and 3 and 2, 3, 3, and we will have 1 minute. Let's use 1 minute. The second attack will be with mostly crypt fiends and banshees. Then two, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, and yes, 2 minutes. Then we have 1 attack against the dwarfs after 1 minute with 5, 6, 7, with 4, 5, 6 gargoyles. And then we have another attack against the user with gargoyles. Then we have another big attack, and this one will also have this one will be ghouls, necromancers, banshees, and wheat wagon. Okay. Yeah, I write like that because it's a color. Who'd have thought? Development might be fun, not only serious business. So we will add more crypt fiend now here. Something like that, with a bit more, a bit less ghouls. Okay, then we're going to do the same here with the dwarves. And we will attach gargoyles to all of these. We will have the abomination. 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, and here we'll have 4, 4, 3, 4, 3, 3, 4. Okay, 3, 3, 4. I said. We will remove this one. Maybe just change it quite a bit. 445 566. And finally the last attack, which has no more ghouls, and that's crit fiends. Okay. Let me check the chat 1 second, because it's running quite a lot of stuff. We are Legion. Thank you, Eddie. I really appreciate that. Reforged is huge endeavor. After the Alliance one, I will do the Undead campaign. And of course, you can see that some of my maths are not working as well as they did before, but this is just because they were developed during 1.32, and I have updated them to 1.33, but I've not released that yet. Okay, so this is the main reason. Whoa, 24 people following. Thank you for those in chat, and thank you for all the lurkers. Don't forget to follow, okay, if you like the content. Remember, support the project for the project, but if you like this content, these Let's Dev streams, well, let me know if you like, and show me if you like. So, let me finish this very fast. We should only now, we should delete this, is the old one. Okay. Let me check if this is attacking properly. User, dwarfs, 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 Okay, this is perfect. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, copy here. And we copy here. We copy in both places right now. It's faster this way. And then we copy this. And then we remove. So this is attack user. So we can remove the dwarf's thingy. This becomes 3. This becomes 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And this one attack dwarfs. So we can remove everything but the dwarfs. Done. Okay, let's import this. I teach in Italian, in my own language, even if sometimes I use some English word because I'm very used to do so. Okay, I often speak English, especially because of this work, and so sometimes I speak English with my students, and they say, "Why are you speaking English, teacher?" And I tell them, because I didn't realize I was speaking English. Sorry. Okay, and we can remove the research behavior. And if I've not made any mistake, it should work, but hey, it might really not work. Let me remove this stamp. And just AI starts. Mint lavender. Purple AI should not start because we've not done it. We will import now. In the meantime, I will import. Okay. So, since this final testing phase will probably not go as good as it should, I will end VOD here for all those who are in YouTube. I thank you for following if you came up to this point. If you really resisted up to this time, I really appreciate. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and to follow me on Twitch if you want to see it live. Otherwise, just comment, share, do what you want. I hope you really like this kind of content, and see you next time.